Hey, one last time, let's delve deeper into teaching number 19 in our study of the book of the Revelation. Hey, between the sixth and the seventh event, the church upon the earth finishes its mission. The witnesses' public humiliation, that turns into public triumph. Allowing for the two witnesses to represent the entire church, the ascension into the presence of God, is a vindication that all of Christ's followers, all that they've taught, is absolutely true. And my own speculation is that this call for the church to come up is the beginning of the second coming. The rising of the saints, both dead and alive, well, that shouldn't be unfamiliar. The Apostle Paul tells us the dead in Christ will rise first, and those alive will join them in the clouds. Well, after 3.5 days of being dead, the call comes, and it's followed by a great earthquake in the great city. Ezekiel sees a great earthquake occurring just before the end. Zechariah sees the splitting of the Mount of Olives in two, just as God comes to crush his enemies. You see, in the Old Testament, an earthquake symbolizes God's judgment. Now, an earthquake can also be a symbol of a great upheaval in the social order. Now, let's consider the 7,000. When it comes to 7,000 being killed and 1/10 of the city collapsing because of the earthquake, scholars just have this wide range of interpretations. There are just a lot of opinions. One line of interpretation suggests that John is writing about physical Jerusalem. To the two witnesses are actually two people, and after the public ascension and the earthquake, the Jews repent of the rejection of the Messiah and thus fulfill the Apostle Paul's hope that in the end the Jews will be saved. Well, other scholars see that the 7,000 who died is really a reversal of the 7,000 who bent their knee in 1 Kings 19:18. The idea that 7,000 represents a tenth of a large city in John's day, that's also suggested. If we decide, though, to stick with our idea that numbers represent more than an amount, we know that 7 is the number of completion and perfection. So we can say that the number that died is 7 and 1,000 times more. In other words, there's a huge number of people. The upheaval in the social order is enough to terrify the remainder into rethinking their position on God. And that, my friends, opens another Pandora's box of speculation. Personally, I think you're wise to get your life right with God right now and not wait for the earthquake.